Okay, so we're going to be replacing this door due to a deer hit. It's going to be much simpler than trying to push it out and trying to get this gap to line back up again. As you can see, it's pulled and stretched. So I haven't seen any videos on how to completely disassemble a rear door, and so that's why I'm making this one. In case you're wondering, you can fit the rear door inside the trunk of your Fusion. You have about a 1/4 inch to spare, but it does work, just have to fold the seats down. So here's the tools that are required and or handy. We have the T20 Torx, a flat blade screwdriver. You can use a second flat blade screwdriver or this pick tool. Then we have a ratchet wrench with a 12mm short, 10mm long, 8mm long, 7mm long. And then here's a secondary flat blade if we need it. Extension is handy. This trim removal tool is very handy for getting the door panel off. And then 12mm ratchet wrench comes in handy for the bolts on the hinge. So first thing you're going to want to do is pull this little tab down to expose the screw that covers the handle. And then you'll pull that off. I've got this stuff off already just to make things a little more simple. Then down here inside your door handle, you're going to have this little tab. And it's going to be a pain, but just pry it out, get it out of the way, and that exposes a 7mm bolt down there. And you'll take that off, pull it out of the door panel, disconnect your wires down here. You want to reconnect it back on so you can move your window down to expose the bolts that hold the window to everything, to your regulator. That's behind these two little plugs here. And you take this plug out too, just a flat blade back here. Sometimes you can do it with your fingers. And then that'll expose that. There's also, to remove this fixed glass back here, you've got I believe it's an 8mm bolt in here. And then up on the top you have another T20 Torx sitting right up there. You just got to pull the weather strip back to expose that. So, and you have all these 8mm bolts on your window regulator all the way around. You'll take those out. I've got some of them loosened up to save some time. And then after those are all out, you'll want to just take like a screwdriver and pry in behind there to break the little rubber seal gasket. Otherwise it feels a little stuck. And then you also have this 8mm bolt up here. Take that off. The wires, you want to pull those off. They got these little clips on here. They're kind of stubborn, but if you get a flat blade screwdriver and push one of these tabs to the side and then kind of rock it out, that'll come right out of there for you. Let's see if we can do this one down here right away. I should probably just have this on the stand for doing that. We'll get to that later. All right, then you also have 4 T20 screws in your speaker. Take those off, disconnect the wires on the speaker, and you have a nice access hole to get in here for other things. So again, the trim removal tool that helps get the door panel off, you just basically put it in here between there and then just pry those out. Sometimes they will stick in the door, and that makes it handy for getting them out as well. You might break one or two, it's not a big deal. There's plenty of them. You got one here, 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 over there. You'll also have a screw on the back side of the door panel over there. You know, the T20 there as well, so you have to take that out to get that door panel off. All right, so I'm going to set this on the stand and start taking things apart on here. And oh, that's right, one more for the trim, the exterior trim. You've got a screw up here. It's a T20. That'll basically take that out. You'll close the door most of the way, open the driver door, and kind of slide it out towards the front of the car. So, all right, putting it on the stand, and we'll start getting some disassembly going. clip is a little bugger. You gotta slide this black or this red Torx tab forward toward the front of the car, and then you gotta try and wiggle it. And with this window track, it really makes it difficult to get in there. So that's what that's all about. But you gotta have that come off. Get your door panel. Get the window regulator off. Now, if you're changing your window regulator, and you're just going to drill out this rivet and this rivet down here, and then that should just pop right off, and then you would put bolts on if you're changing that out. You have to take out these T20 screws here on the motor itself as well. If your motor is burned out and you can't get your window down, if you disconnect this, you should be able to lower it down by hand. Generally, they recommend having this window taped because it does come down on its own. So we're going to lower it down now. Just kind of leave it sit. We're going to pull this leather strip off. And, have to pull this other window weather stripping out of there as well. Basically just pull it out and slowly slide it up. Pull down. It's out of there. This so we can get this window out of here, lighten the whole door up for when we take it off. Getting this out is the easy part, getting it back in is a little more difficult, that weather stripping. Then this just pulls straight out to the side. And then you kind of work it up and out. When you're fixed glass, it'll just pull. You want to pull on the glass because this will just come off to the side. And it'll probably be stuck in there pretty good. Rubber, after it's been sitting a few years, really likes to stick. No. Okay, we gotta take this off first. Sorry about that. Open the door. Gap right about midway in there. why that weather strip you push down and then pry out a little bit. It's kind of hooked from underneath. It's kind of a pain in the butt. That off. Now we should be able to get this out of there. That comes out. And then carefully lift your window up and out. Now we need to take these wires off of here. We've got the little clips inside. You also want to take these little blue clips off your weather stripping. Basically, you just go inside the door there with the flat blade screwdriver. Push, you got the tab that splits off to the side. Just push the tab in and then rock it out. With the window and everything out of the way, you got a lot of room to get into your head in there and see. This is why we're taking everything out. But the wires loosened up from the door and the weather strip pulled off about 2 or 3 of those little blue clips up and down from it. Push your wires through. Then you're just down to your 10mm strap bolt and then 4 12mm hinge bolts, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. little blue clips I was talking about. And then there's the tabs those wires plug in. So the door's a lot easier and lighter with everything out of it. That's how you take it off.